The electronic system of public procurement is an efficient and transparent tool of allocation and spending of public finances. Public finances encompass the entire state budget, both at the central and local levels, with the revenues generated from taxes paid by us, Georgian citizens. Ministries, municipalities, and other public entities procure goods, services, and construction work from SMEs and large companies in order to fulfill functions conferred upon them by the law. Roads, bridges, city and municipal transportation, public kindergartens, schools, universities, public service halls, community centres, tax and customs infrastructure. This is just a small list of the public goods which are built and fitted out by companies winning tenders through the unified electronic system of public procurement. The State Procurement Agency oversees all public procurement and also provides monitoring. The state procurement process is carried out through the electronic system of public procurement, which was created through the cooperation of the State Procurement Agency and the National Agency of Public Registry of the Ministry of Justice of Georgia. The main purpose of the agency and its management is to ensure the smooth operation of the system as well as its simplicity and accessibility for entrepreneurs. The system ensures the efficient spending of public finances. Approximately 30% of the state budget is spent annually through public procurement, which is approximately 10% of the GDP. Until 2010, before the introduction of the electronic system of public procurement, entrepreneurs and the wider public did not have trust in the public procurement process. Information about tenders was scarce, and competition among entrepreneurs was low. The process was non-transparent and paper-based. There were numerous cases of corruption, and tender participation fees were high. Today, any entrepreneur can easily access information about announced tenders and participate in the tendering process. Upon submission of a competitive offer, an entrepreneur has the chance to win a tender and sell goods and services to the particular public entity. This is a prerequisite for the development of the business sector, the creation of new jobs, and for increasing state revenues. The print house was founded in 1998. Before introducing the e-procurement, we were not participating in any tenders because the rules for submitting offers were very unclear, as was information on the number of participants and the way winners were selected. Prior to the introduction of this system, it was quite difficult to find information on which tender was announced by which organization. This information was placed on some obscure websites and in some newspapers. Nowadays, we have a public procurement website where we are checking tenders within our spheres of interest on a daily basis. All of these changes in the process have reflected quite positively on our company. About 5 or 6 years ago, we had about 50 people working in our company, and now we have more than 100. We are happy with all of these initiatives.
Since 2013, I have been actively participating in tenders announced for public procurement. We work to clean up various buildings. The main advantage of the electronic tender is its transparency. Upon completion of the tender, we can immediately find out which company was the winner and for what price. This excludes distrust towards the process.
The electronic system of public procurement is an important component of successful public administration. It is a priority for both the efficient and transparent management of public finances, as well as in terms of eliminating discrimination in the process of public procurement. In general, the smooth operation of the system ensures the encouraging of the general economic activity in the country. That is an important component of the economic development. Our company has been in the construction market for 5 years now. We won our first tender in 2015 in the amount of 5,000 Georgian lari for small-scale repair work. Over time, we have grown and implemented relatively large projects costing about 100,000 Georgian lari. We are satisfied with the system's transparency and simplicity.
2009-2010 წლებში, როდესაც სახელმწიფო შესყიდვების ერთი
When the electronic system of public procurement was being developed in 2009 to 2010, our priorities from the very beginning were a reduction in the risks for corruption, a growth in the level of transparency, the introduction of non-discriminatory approaches, the elimination of geographic inequality, and the growth of competition. Each year, tens of thousands of open tenders are announced through our system. In 2017 alone, more than 34,000 open tenders were conducted with a contractual value of 2,700,000,000 Georgian lari. The average participation rate is steadily increasing from year to year. In 2017, the figure was 2.14, and for some types of procurement categories, the competition was significantly higher.
The confidence of the private sector towards the electronic system of public procurement is expressed by its participation in the tenders announced by public organizations. According to the latest data, more than 35,000 small, medium and large business representatives are registered in the electronic system. It is noteworthy that the number of these entrepreneurs is increasing year by year. Thanks to the transparent, fair and affordable procedures, entrepreneurs are taking great interest in the public procurement tenders, and this positively affects the development of the country. Our goal is to involve more entrepreneurs in tenders announced by public organizations, which will be helpful for them and for Georgia's development.
I have been participating in tenders announced by public organizations after the introduction of the e-procurement system. I am happy with this system since I can electronically submit my documents, and after the finishing of the bidding procedure, I can see which other companies took part in the bidding and what were their proposals. Also, there is the opportunity to submit appeal to the Dispute Resolution Board in cases when any of the submission procedures may have been violated. I believe that this system now excludes corruption and nepotism. The most important thing is that the electronic system is convenient and easy to use for all companies. Any person who thinks that a procuring entity has breached the laws during the procurement proceedings can appeal the tender or design contest in the Dispute Resolution Board at the State Procurement Agency. The council consists of 3 State Procurement Agency representatives and 3 NGO representatives of relevant profiles. If the estimated cost of procurement exceeds the monetary thresholds established by the EU, then 1 representative each from the Competition Agency, Chamber of Commerce, Business Ombudsman, and the academic circles are included in the board. The appeal to the board is made electronically, and the procedure is very simple. As for decisions made by the board, they are public and any interested person is able to access them. It is noteworthy that almost 60% of the decisions made by the board in 2017 are in favor of business.
And a procedure of simplified procurement, which provides for the determination of compliance with state procurement procedures implemented by procuring entities with valid legislation. We have created an automatic risk-based messaging system in state procurement, which enables the monitoring department to identify and report on all non-legitimate actions. Within the EU's association agreement, Georgia has taken certain obligations in the field of public procurement. With the support of the government of Georgia, the State Procurement Agency has elaborated a 6-year action plan and roadmap, envisaging approximation of legislation and other business processes and e-services with European rules and standards. Conducting the tenders in an open, transparent, non-discriminatory and competitive environment. This will be a prerequisite for Georgian companies in obtaining access to tenders announced by more than 200,000 procurers of the European Union. This is a giant market, a market with an amount of more than 2 trillion euros, with Georgian entrepreneurs being able to take part in European tenders after these reforms.
People want to know what the government does with their taxes. They also want to be sure that the public services deliver their support to the people in an efficient way. So this is why the EU has supported Georgia in introducing electronic government systems. This has reduced the scope for corruption, and this has increased effectiveness. The EU will continue to stand by Georgia in continuing to develop public procurement systems of the country, and this effort will continue over the years to make public procurement in Georgia more transparent and even more efficient.
The achievements of the state procurement system of Georgia are recognized internationally. According to Transparency International, Georgia had the best performance rating in the Corruption Perception Index across 19 countries of the region, Eastern Europe and Central Asia, in 2017. This has largely to do with the achievements in the country's state procurement system.
State Procurement Agency is one of the key implementing partners of World Bank. We are delighted to be given an opportunity towards the contribution to the public procurement reform in the country. Georgia's public procurement system undergoes continuous improvement through innovation and open services. From the beginning of 2014, World Bank adopted the electronic procurement system of Georgia in projects its finances. Since then, a considerable amount of improvement have been observed in terms of efficiency, transparency, and value for money. The creation of Georgia's electronic procurement system underscores the importance of political will in terms of public procurement reform and the overall public financial management.
Georgia and ADB have a robust partnership for development since 2007, with $2.5 billion mobilized to bring better infrastructure and services to the people of Georgia. We have collaborated on the development of e-government procurement systems in Georgia. We commend the achievements of the State Procurement Agency of Georgia and their continued commitment to EGP for higher efficiency, transparency, accountability, and equal access for small, medium, and large enterprises in the vibrant economy of Georgia.
World Bank, Asian Development Bank, European Investment Bank. These are important donor organizations which have expressed their trust towards the electronic system of public procurement and now use this system for the procuring of goods and services in projects they finance. Participation in these tenders becomes easy for Georgian producers and service providers. Instead of sending bidding documents to head offices of donor organizations by post, bids are now placed electronically via the electronic system of public procurement, which saves time, effort, and resources. We are working further to increase the engagement of Georgian entrepreneurs and especially SMEs in public procurement and promote the electronic system of public procurement. This will contribute to the growth of the economy, the development of small and medium businesses, and the transparent and effective spending of public finances.